Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is the last day of the Advent calendar, and actually it's going to be 4 days for me because I forgot my beer when I went to my sister's house in Chicago. Forgot it on the porch, so it was nice and cold, even though when I got back it was about 60 degrees here in Dayton, Ohio. So I'm just going to knock all these out at once. Usually I'd sugarcoat it, shoot 4 videos, and say that they're all on different days, but I'm not going to lie. It's Christmas Eve. Well, it's now Christmas. It's 1 a.m. The gifts are wrapped. The presents are under the tree. Santa has visited, and I'm ready to go to bed, but not before delivering what is supposed to be the final video of the Advent calendar. And before I jump in, I do want to say we are, even though we are paying customers, and there's by no means any additional support required by the Barrel House. They have been insanely supportive through this whole thing. They've liked a lot of our tweets, a lot of our videos on YouTube. They were very excited and with us on this Advent journey when we started it back in November. And it is absolutely wonderful that we could have found a company, a business in Dayton that not only supports local breweries, but now finds themselves in the middle of supporting a local podcast. So thank you to Barrel House for helping us put this on. It has been an absolute pleasure. We look forward to doing this again next year. Same time, we will probably wind up bringing a lot more people, buying a lot more beer. So we might have to coordinate this early. Having said that, I also want to give a Brew Crew out shout to the gentleman who produced this box and to my wife and mother-in-law who got the boxes for myself and Chuggalos Phil. So we have that. And finally, it wouldn't have been such a smashing success without the support of the Chuggalos, the Chuggalo Nation, I think we could call it at this point, because it spans multiple regions in the United States. We have Chuggalos Phil. Scott, thanks for joining me on this journey. Thanks for agreeing to do these videos with me. Chuggalo Mike, I'm sure Matt has thanked you a million times, but thank you for also coming along, doing the videos, being a part of the podcast, and you will forever be ingrained in podcast lore now. And who could ever forget Chuggalo Stev? You have not only supported us pre-Advent calendar, pre-pandemic, pre-everything. You've been along for this journey several times. You've done full-blown episodes. You've now done an episode at Matt's house and my house. You've done Advent calendar videos, and you've pretty much been a part of the podcast for a very long time. So thanks for doing that. And anyone else who's been involved, maybe not through videos, but however, thanks. So Barrel House, people who produce this box. Let's just get into this. I'm just going to break all 4 of these beers. We're going to start with day 21, Impish or Admirable. This is by Wolf's Ridge, and I actually was really looking forward to doing this beer. I wanted to do a whole bunch of research, but Impish or Admirable is from The Office. It is from Dwight Schrute, plays this game, Impish or Admirable. Well, it's not a game. It is when he is the, I can't remember what the term that he used is. He was kind of like a Krampus type character, but not a Krampus. It was something else. It was like this German, Dutch tradition. A Belschnickel. Thank you to Chuggalo Caterade, who also I will thank again for just being along for this ride. She's tried several of these, not given a public review, but that's okay. The Belschnickel. Thank you. Wow, that's a great deep cut there. Impish or Admirable. If you're impish, you don't get, I think you get coal or maybe a smack with some sort of device. If you're admirable, you get a gift. I love The Office. What a great show. Probably the greatest comedy TV show of all time. And yes, I am also including Seinfeld in that. Not funny to me. Office just absolutely dominates in that category. So don't come at me because I refuse to listen and I will not be swayed. So this is Impish or Admirable by Wolf's Ridge. It is a winter lager, 3, 2, 1. It is 6%, 18 IBUs, 12 fluid ounces. This is, obviously it's a lager, but it's definitely got a darker color to it. And it's got it says it's got smooth toffee and pumpernickel profiles. Interesting enough, I believe it's pumpernickel that Matt is such a fan of on Sunday mornings, or is it holidays? I can't remember, but at some point Matt eats pumpernickel. Yeah, I wish sometimes for the sake of the podcast they wouldn't put the profiles on the beer because, well, it kind of taints it, but there's definitely a toffee feel to this beer. Again, Wolf's Ridge with the can art is a topographic map, and it's something I love dearly. I love maps, and I have many of them in my home. So the can art's great. Winter lager. I'm happy that this is not a Christmas beer because I don't particularly enjoy Christmas beers. This is a winter lager. Does it have that winter feeling? I think it does. I think this beer does give a little winter feel to it. Is it smooth? Ooh, that's hard to say. Let's see. No. I think it's smooth on the liquid, but the aftertaste is very sharp. It's a bitter, I want to say coffee, but I know they say toffee. Pumpernickel, is it there? It's got to be there. Somebody said it's there, but I'm not tasting it. I could see where maybe you would, I could see maybe where pumpernickel would come in more of a rye, just a straight rye instead of that pumpernickel. Maybe even a marbled rye, marbled with pumpernickel. I'm actually struggling to find the pumpernickel flavor just in memory right now. I know I've had a ton of pumpernickel bread. I just, I don't know. This beer does have a bready taste to it. Let's just say that, a rye bready taste to it. Very toffee, but that aftertaste is sharp and bitter. But the liquid is smooth. The liquid itself is smooth. Let's set that aside and just keep going because this video might wind up being like 1,000,000 hours long. And I know my kids are going to wake me up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, which it already is. So let's keep this going. Day 22, Brink Brewing, Hold the Reins. Brink Brewing, this is an English mild. I know that Matt and Mike, Truckle and Mikey, had something something about this. Truckle and Mikey had drinking this on the day we had a different English beer. But this is it. Now I have been watching Band of Brothers, so this can art kind of has a little relevance to my currency of TV watching. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, another dark colored beer. An English mild. Whoa, that's interesting. How do I describe this beer? Well, the can art is, man, Matt's gonna kill me because I don't know what kind of plane this is. But I'm not a plane expert. If it were a ship, maybe I'd stand a chance, but it's some sort of, World War II single prop plane. It's got some missiles on the wing. Cockpit set back a little towards the middle. And I'm not 100% sure what kind of plane that is. Is it British? Let's say it is, because this is a English mild. Is that part of the UK forces? I don't know. Maybe Scott knew. Well, I'll watch his video. Wow. That taste. Holy moly, what is that? It's caramel. I mean, it's all caramel. Man, that is a interesting flavored beer. It is, hard to pinpoint. It's caramel. Man, what is this beer? It is a 4.8, so low alcohol. Kind of has your, it's sitting around where American light beers would be. Brink Brewing out of CH, Ohio. Not sure where that is. That's, well, it says Cincinnati. I wonder what CH stands for. Cincinnati, Ohio. Brink Brewing, canned by Brink Brewing, brewed by Brink Brewing, and under special agreement by Brink Brewing. I don't think you need a special agreement to brew and can your own beer. But who knows? I don't know how that all works. That's business. We don't talk about beer business. Oh, I have to mention Chugalo. Randy Orton got me this early Christmas gift here that I keep forgetting to put on camera. It would have been a real shame that I actually brought it here in front of me and didn't show it. He found a Brew Crew koozie. Man, what a guy. Thanks, Randy Orton. Ooh, man. I'm gonna have to do a deep callback here. This beer tastes like caramel and maybe I can't pinpoint it. There's something in there. It's chemically, I think, not bad. This beer isn't bad. So excuse the chemical reference here, but it's maybe Gatorade could throw me another hint here that stuff we get from Myers, that, you know, Mr. Doctor, whatever it is, hand soap, counter soap.
Mrs. Myers.
Mrs. Myers. It's got a little, it's caramel and Mrs. Myers. That's the mix of this beer. The countertop cleaner. Definitely. So I forgot to rate the first beer. This British or English mild, I'm giving it a, I don't know. I'm going to give this beer a 2.75. I'm not a fan. This Toffee Pumpernickel, Impish or Admirable. I wish I gave scores based on name because I'd give it 1,000,000. But we don't have a score of 1,000,000, and I don't give scores based on name. It's got to be the beer itself. I'm giving Impish or Admirable a 3.0. I don't think it's a bad beer. I just don't think that I'm into it. So let's keep moving along here. Greenworks Old Ghost. This is the final beer on tap at Barrel House, and it had the Dayton Loves Beer bottle cap, which I love. I bought a Dayton Loves Beer bottle sticker for my beer fridge. Once again, totally filled to the top. Love that. Barrel House, Greenworks Old Ghost, 7.8. I have no idea what kind of beer this even is because I didn't look it up. And that is for Matt, because Matt loves the amount of research I do. He sometimes will text me and tell me that he appreciates the amount of research I do prior to an episode. And I appreciate you acknowledging that, Matt. Thanks a lot for that. And sucking my winter snot in order to smell this beer. Let's see. Porter maybe? Let's see. Whoa, holy shittle. What kind of beer is this? That is a whole lot of something. I gotta look this beer up because that was interesting. Going in completely blind like that, wow, holy crap. 7.8% Old Ghost. Whew. What in the world? This beer is something else. Let me look it up here while I have you on camera here. Man, what the hell is this beer? Greenworks, it's a milk stout. That makes sense. Hazelnut, that is definitely what it is. A hazelnut milk stout. I mean, it is like, boom, hazelnut right in the face. It is crazy. Wow. I haven't had hazelnut since I quit drinking coffee creamer. And this is like, holy shit. This is like hazelnut in the face. Wow. I'm really surprised because I just saw out of the corner of my eye that Stev gave it a ho-hum score. Man, there's nothing ho-hum about this beer. This beer is in your face. Hazelnut. Man, they delivered hard on this beer. It is very sweet. It is very sweet. But I think that the hazelnut masks the sugar taste. There's that milk sugar taste that typically makes a beer taste like old garbage. This doesn't taste like old garbage. I think the hazelnut masks that milk sugar taste, that flavor of milk sugar. Man, this beer's damn good. I don't know how you would see this as ho-hum. Man. I mean, this beer punched me right in the face. Let's see. It's good. Holy crap. Is the hazelnut really, really, really prevalent in this? It's like all hazelnut. The milk sugar is muted. You can't even taste stout. You can't even taste like the bottom, that base stout that comes in a lot of these milk stouts. This is like drinking, oh man, it's like drinking hazelnut creamer. It's almost too much. Yeah, it's almost too much. I'm giving this beer, I mean, as far as delivering a hazelnut milk stout, they did that. This beer is really good. I definitely can't drink more than one of these in a sitting. But it is freaking really good. Man. 4.5. 4.5 on the Greenworks. Good job on that. Damn, that's a good beer. All right, we're down to the last beer. And I have to admit that I was a little disappointed that our last beer was an IPA. Nothing wrong with IPAs, but I wanted something like just something crazy. Like maybe if it's going to be an IPA, something with a lot of, you know, zip and zazz, something like that. But this doesn't have any zip and zazz. This is just your baseline IPA. The can art is phenomenal. Land Grant out of Columbus, Ohio. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. It's actually got a comma in there, so you got to say that. Oh, sure. Land Grant, IPA, Columbus, Ohio. I'm just watching some... my allergies just got like crazy while I'm in the middle of this video, so I'm going to have to blow my nose soon. I'm just going to open this up. 3, 2, 1. Was watching the South Park episode where Columbus Day is on the line and Randy Marsh decides to call every resident of Columbus, Ohio to tell them that they're racist. Thought that was hilarious. So that reminded me of that. Land Grant out of Columbus. I have not been there. I think that it would be a great place to visit. There's a lot of good Land Grant beer. Their can art is wonderful. Oh, sure. It's got a rainbow design that kind of goes around the oh, sure words. So it's kind of like what you doodle. It's like a doodle. And let's see what it says on the can here. A modern take on a classic, oh, sure, is both the result of constant tinkering as well as the ethos of all we do at Land Grant. As well as the ethos of all we do at Land Grant. Okay, so all you do is tinker with IPAs? I don't know. It is a hybrid of new school juicy, tropical flavors, and more traditional American IPA craftsmanship. making for an approachable and balanced IPA. Well, I'll be the judge of that. Yeah, approachable, balanced, totally. Subtle, doesn't have the bitterness of a standard IPA. Excuse me while I blow my nose real quick so I can just get that out of the way. All right. Man, that was crazy. Allergies went nuts all of a sudden. Okay. This is day 24. It's got to be, I mean, this has got to be huge. This has got to be, we got to go out with a bang. We got to be this has got to be the beer of the year. It's not. It's randomly selected. So there's no harm here to land grant. I'm still going to give this beer the rating they deserve, but I just feel like we should go out with a bang. So I think that I've worked it out with Chuggalosville to where we are going to do one more beer. We just have to figure out what that one more beer is going to be. It needs to be splendid. The box is cashed. There it is. It got, I mean, this thing just gets destroyed if you do it right. So there it is. And Chuggalo Caterade did write the beer on every single tab. And then on the last one here, wrote Merry Christmas Eve. So I echo that sentiment to all of you Chuggalos out there watching this video. Day 24, on Christmas morning, before I went to bed, Land Grant IPA, oh sure. It's good. It's definitely tropical. It's got a fruitiness to it. And I wouldn't call it citrus. I would put this more in a melon category than a citrus category. It's smoother, which is what differentiates kind of in my head the citrus from the melon. I would probably put something like a honeydew on this beer in the back. Not sure totally, but the hops are really, really subtle. They have your standard IPA hop bitterness, but with that fruitiness. And I could see where this might have been tinkered with over the course of a few years. Probably started as a really dank IPA, and slowly but surely they started adding and taking and adding and taking until it wound up like this. This is a pretty good IPA, actually. I think this could be a really good standard, though you don't see a lot of standards with a name like Oh Sure. The ones we have here in Dayton, Boat Show, Truth. Let's see, any other ones that I can't think of? Nope, because those are the two standards. Oh Sure. I think if you change the name, you got yourself an everyday drinker. Land Grant. You probably call it Land Grant. Let's come up with a name right now. You could call this the Land Grant Redistricting IPA. Yeah, because you're getting a grant for land, and then you're going to redistrict it to commercial so you could sell beer. That's it. I just came up with that. Or you could call it the Land Grant. I don't know. But it's good. I like this beer. I always have a soft spot for melons over citrus because I like honeydew and cantaloupe far more than I like any citrus fruit. And I think this beer kind of does have a honeydew type of juiciness to it. It almost leans towards that New England style IPA, but it's far too punchy in the hops for it to be in New England. It needs to be more subtle. I give this beer, this is a good beer. I'm giving this a 4.0, almost the standard. Needs a better name. Love the can art. That's it. My sinuses are absolutely going insane, so I'm going to cut this video off. I have to say, this was an absolute pleasure to do. I feel bad that I forgot my beer, and I also feel bad that Stev has to rely on me to post his videos next year. I'm just going to give you the password to our YouTube, and you can post them yourself because I dropped the ball. My sister's internet, and you know, no offense, Nicole, but your internet is not powerful enough to post a lot of videos to YouTube, especially with the power of a 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second iPad or iPhone or whatever Samsung's working with. I'm not sure. 4K, blah, 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 blah. Can't post. I waited on that. I waited on it forever. So here we are. That's it. I got a 4.0 IPA, got a 4.5, got a, shit, I don't remember, 2.75 and a 3.0. That's where we're at. Thank you so much for joining us on this Advent calendar. Merry Christmas. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Matt and I sure will, but everyone else, we'll see. Merry Christmas, Brew Crew Podcast, Advent calendar. See you later.